this one get in here? Just starting the video, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are live.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the Electoral Area Services Committee meeting for September 15th, 2021. And I'd like to acknowledge that we are having this meeting on a traditional territory of the Coast Salish peoples. And with that, I'd like an approval of the agenda with some changes. We have R2 has been pulled. The applicant was unable to attend. And Ms. Harrison, the closed, could you remind me how that?
Yes, Madam Chair. We're going to reorder the agenda, so closed session report number 2 precedes closed session report number 1.
Thank you so much. With that, I turn to committee for approval. Moved and seconded. All in favor? Oh, hold it. Go ahead, Director Morrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to indicate my somewhat, almost extreme displeasure with the fact we're having this meeting today. A number of us have been attending the UBCM convention. We didn't meet the entire month of August, and I'm here because this is my first priority. I'm going to be voting against the adoption of the agenda because this is the first time in all the time that I've been here that a regular meeting of a committee or the board has been scheduled while UBCM has been underway. So just want to make that clear to anybody that may be watching. Thank you.
Thank you for that acknowledgement, Director Morrison. I do admit I am also at UBCM, so I'm hoping that we can move our meeting today quickly so we could get back to business with that. Thank you so much for reminding us, and hopefully it won't happen next year. So with that, I will now call an approval of the agenda. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Director Morrison and Director Smith are opposed. Thank you so much. Moving on now to the adoption of the minutes. Ms. Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item M1 is the Electoral Area Services Committee meeting minutes of September 1st, and the recommendation before you is that the minutes of the Electoral Area Services Committee meeting of September 1st, 2021 be adopted.
Is there a mover? Moved. Second. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion is carried. Moving on now to, I believe is there any public input, Ms. Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There is none.
Thank you. Moving on to correspondence, C1.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item C1 is a grant and aid request for Electoral Area F, and the recommendation before you is that it be recommended to the board that grant and aid Electoral Area F, Cowichan Lake South, Scotts Falls, in the amount of $8,000 be provided to the Kaikus Volunteer Fire Department Association to assist in the provision of emergency services to the westernmost part of Electoral Area F.
Been moved. Second. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion's carried. Thank you so much. C2, Ms. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item C2 is a grant and aid request, again for Electoral Area F, and the recommendation before you is that it be recommended to the board that a grant and aid Electoral Area F, Cowichan Lake South, Scotts Falls, in the amount of $3,000 be provided to Cowichan Lake and District Chamber of Commerce to support the mobile visitors services promotion of the Cowichan Lake region.
Moved. Second. Any discussion on that? Seeing none. I do see Director Nicholson has now lost. She's got the orange triangle of death on her screen. So I will call the question. Oh, she's back. Okay. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion's carried. Turning now to C3, Ms. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item C3 is a grant and aid request for Electoral Area F, and the recommendation before you is that it be recommended to the board that a grant and aid Electoral Area F, Cowichan Lake South, Scotts Falls, in the amount of $500 be provided to Cowichan Watershed Board Society to support the Cowichan River Day 2021 event.
Moved. Second. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion's carried. Thank you so much. Moving now to information.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item IN1 is the electoral areas A, Mill Bay Malahat, B, Shawnigan Lake, and C, Cobble Hill Joint Advisory Planning Commission meeting minutes of September 2nd, 2021, and they are on for information.
Thank you. Is there a discussion? Director Acton? Okay. So this is for information. We turn now to reports, and I turn to R1.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item R1 is a report from the Development Services Division regarding application number DVP 21A03 regarding 2851 Church Way for PID 007575041. And the applicant is in the lobby, and I'll just admit them.
Thank you. Welcome, Ms. Krug. Okay, and so who is going to be taking this? Go ahead, Ms. Woods.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Is Frank on the call here? He has
Yes.
the PowerPoint ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, there you are.
He's on it.
Awesome, thank you.
There we go.
Thank you very much. All right, so this application is for DVP 21A03, as mentioned, 2851 Church Road. The subject property is located at the end of Church Road, near the Shawnigan, Mill Bay, and Trans-Canada Highway intersection. It is zoned P1 and designated park and institutional, and contains an existing church, office, and cemetery. Although the property is owned by the CVRD, the church and surrounding gravel areas where the office and proposed development are located is leased to the Heritage Museum Partnership. The applicant is applying to build a freestanding timber structure on footings over the existing office area, as noted in that sketch up on the PowerPoint. The area is intended to provide shelter to guests who are waiting to enter the museum, as the museum is currently operating under COVID-19 protocols and therefore must limit their number of occupants inside. The proposed development will extend into the front parcel line setback and requires a relaxation of the front parcel line setback from 4.5 meters to 2.4 meters. Staff is in receipt of an approved Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure setback permit allowing the reduced setback. With that, the recommendation before you is that DVP 21A03 be issued.
Sorry, I turned my button off when the PowerPoint was on. So has it been moved by Director Salmon? Okay, seconded by Director Morrison. And I now call the question. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion. Director Acton?
Yes, thank you. I guess I was curious if that whole area, to me, being Mill Bay, and to me it's an important area that the community could have some future development around planning of what they would like to see as a, because there's the park there's a walking trails. To me it could be important for.
They're just talking about this. Director Acton, they're talking currently about a structure. So what we're to vote on right now.
I'm wondering, like, if there's been any community planning in that area, because to me it seems like a vital
I have been,
section for
there
Mill
has-
Bay?
there has been quite a bit, but this is about the structure itself and to cover for people that will be entering and having to wait to go into the museum. That's what we're talking about now.
No, I understand that. So, but by granting a variance, it sets in motion what's going to happen 20 years from now or 15 years from now. But anyway, it would have been nice to hear from the area director what's that area's had some significance to the community and some future plans around it if there's been any talk.
Director Salmon and then Director Wilson. Director Salmon, go ahead, please.
Thanks, Director Acting, for the inquiry, but this is actually, it's a relatively minor variance we're talking about here. So in the broader planning thing, as we go through the modernized OCP, I'm sure we'll get to that, but I don't think this is prohibiting any further anything in future.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Director Wilson?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I would have thought that if the director for the area had anything to say, he would have stepped in right at the very beginning there. As far as I can see, this is an important addition. The Historical Society has a great presence in the area, and I have been working with them in order to include the local First Nations as well. To be perfectly honest, I don't even understand why there's any discussion going on about this at all.
Thank you so much. I'll now call the question. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion is carried, and that will go to our next board. When will that be, Ms. Harrison? For the applicant?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe it's September 22nd.
Thank you so much. So that will go, Ms. Krug, to the September 22nd board.
Thank you.
She's still there. Thank you. And moving on now to R3, Ms. Harrison.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item R3 is a report from the Development Services Division regarding application numbers SA20A03 and DP21A02 for 911 Whitaker Road, PID 000328197. And this item was referred back from the July 28th, 2021 board meeting for further discussion.
Thank you. I turn to the director of the area. Are you moving the recommendation? It's been moved.
Recommendation.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any questions for staff? This is something we've seen before. I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion's carried. Turn now to R4.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item R4 is a report from Development Services Division regarding application DP 21E17 for 2020 Wilmot Road, PID 005431271.
I turn to Mr. Sovdi and also Mr. Limshu. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to share my screen quickly.
Oh, I've got it, Frank.
Okay, okay, perfect.
Okay, good afternoon, Madam Chair, committee
Good
members.
afternoon.
Application number DP21E17 is to permit an accessory building, which is a proposed shop, to be constructed on the subject property located at 2020 Wilmot Road in Electoral Area E. The subject property is zoned primary agricultural, A1, and is approximately 1.1 acres in size. Primary access is from Wilmot Road, and the site is adjacent to the Trans-Canada Highway on the north and east, and agricultural lands to the south and the west. The proposed accessory building, which is a shop, meets the requirements of the applicable guidelines and zoning regulations. The accessory buildings in the A1 are permitted up to a maximum of 100 square meters in size and 7.5 meters in height. The proposed shop is 96.6 square meters in size and 6.1 meters in height. So Staff support the proposed accessory building, and it is our recommendation that development permit number DP21E17 be issued. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Mr. Sovdi? Seeing none, I turn to the director of the area. Director, go ahead. Director Nicholson, are you moving it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And it's been seconded. Is there any other questions for staff? Seeing none, I will call it. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion is carried. Thank you so much, Mr. Sovdi. Moving on to R5, I believe.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item R5 is a report from the Development Services Division regarding development services Q1 to Q2 development application statistics, and that report is for information.
Okay, we've all received this information. Is there any questions for staff? Seeing none, we'll move on now to R6, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item R6 is the report from the Community Planning Division regarding referral of revised Islands Trust policy statement, and there is a recommendation before you.
Okay, I'm looking to, it's been moved by Director Smith. Been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed, if any? Motion's carried. Thank you so much. Now, go ahead. Go ahead, Director Nicholson.
Thank you. I was just, I was relatively impressed with this policy statement, and I wonder, I'm hoping that our OCP, new OCP, will do the same kind of thing, and I imagine it will, but I just wanted to say that I thought it was a pretty comprehensive, environmentally sensitive document.
Right, thank you. So we have the recommendation. Could you read the recommendation, Ms. Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Chair. The recommendation, it reads that it be recommended to the board that Islands Trust be advised that the interests of the Cowichan Valley Regional District are unaffected by the proposed revisions to the policy statement.
Thank you. Did I have a mover and seconder?
Yes,
so
Madam
fast.
Chair,
Yes.
you did, and it was carried.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Moving on now to no unfinished business. We have, I guess we go straight to question period, but we have to wait 10 minutes, Ms. Harrison.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, so question period, we'll come back in 10 minutes. Thank you.
I do actually have one applicant. I'm just waiting for them to join the meeting.
Okay, an applicant or a person who wants to ask?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
Question
Public.
period applicant.
Okay, thank you.
And we are live, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome back. And we do have one member of the public with whom would like to ask a question to the chair. I don't see. I'm sure they will come up on the screen.
Madam Chair, I just sent another invitation, so we'll just give them a couple of minutes and see if they
Okay,
can connect.
thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Question period applicant is unable to connect, so we can move
Okay.
on.
Okay, so then I would like a motion to go into closed. It's been moved and seconded. Do we have to say why we're going into closed, Ms. Harrison? Can't really find
Thank
all
you,
that.
Madam Chair. Yes, the motion before you is that the meeting be closed to the public in accordance with the Community Charter, Part 4, Division 3, Section 90, subsections 1E, K, and I.
Thank you so much. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed, if any, motion's carried. And now we go out of this and go into closed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes,